to have a public hearing on this. This is necessary to appropriate more money than was originally appropriated in the annual budget. It's be it resolved by the town council of Monon, Indiana, White County, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named and for the purpose specified, subject to the laws governing the same. This is, the fund name is the park. The amount requested is $35,877. And the fund number is 2204.
And that's to pay for the basketball court with the funds that they received from Rose Acres, their donation.
Okay. And this is for the basketball court at the park. Is there any discussion on this?
No discussion, I make a motion to.
Do the motion in the regular, and you can close the public hearing.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I'll close the public hearing. Now I will open it up to a public meeting on this resolution. And now I will entertain any thoughts of accepting or denying this request.
I make a motion to accept it.
All right, Jamie makes a motion to accept. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Chris seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, do I fill these amounts in here?
I can do it. It's just going to
Okay.
carry over what's there.
All right, I guess under the ayes, we just sign our name, and I voted aye, so that's where I sign. Okay, I'll open the regular town meeting tonight. Let's start with the pledge and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, if there's no objection, I will ask that we pass the minutes for the executive session and the public hearing and the regular meeting, the regular board meeting, council meeting at the last meeting we had. If there's no objection, we'll do all three at a time. If that's fine with the rest of you.
I'll make a motion.
All right, is there any questions on any of the minutes on any of these three? Then I need a motion.
RB did.
Got it. Motion.
All right, I have a motion to adopt the minutes. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
You get that? Second.
Yeah.
You can sing dinner. You about to fall asleep. You ain't too early today.
Keep them coming. Why do I have to have such a long name? Oh,
Right, next thing is, presentation of bills, claims, and payroll. Do we have any questions on those? I'm gonna do all three of those if there's no objection at the same time.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I'll send the next folder back to her.
You can get your folder back. No extra charge.
All right.
Okay, is there any visitors at this time that would like to speak? John?
All right, so all of you know that the fire department is having a fundraiser going on. That being said, it's coming to a close, so October 11th, close. What we were trying to do with this fundraiser is help in the purchase of new 800 radios, which we're needing desperately. I have a quote from J&K for the new radios. The 10 of them is $46,167.80. So far, the fire department's collected around $23,000. So that's about half. So I would like to propose to see if the town would be able to take the $23,167.80, that is what's left, and pay for half, which would be $11,583.90. Then I would also see if the township would pay the other half. So the fire department will put our $23,000 in with that, and then if the town and township each do $11,583.90, that'll cover the cost of all 10 radios. That includes everything. That's the radio, the extra battery, the lapel mic programming, all the freight programming charges. So the 5 that we currently have, which was similar to this that we got, I think 5-6 years ago, they're obsolete now. So of course these are the next one that you look at. So I just wanted to check that out.
Any discussion on that?
Do we have, we looked at grants or anything yet?
I have put in for a couple of grants through like firehouse subs and stuff like that. And so far I haven't.
Do we have also comparable quotes?
I can get some.
I wouldn't.
Part-
would agree with
Last
you.
time I did Bartronics was about $1,000 radio higher.
Yeah,
I can do that.
I mean, before I agree on something like that, that's a lot of money that, I mean, really is not in the budget. But we've got money we can move around. We just need to make sure we do our due diligence and
I can get
see some
some.
different numbers. That's just my opinion.
I can get you more quotes. I think we can do.
Have you discussed it with the trustee yet?
Not yet.
Is he open?
Nope, I just got all this information. In there. The other thing, the firehouse. I talked with Ken. If you guys want to pass that around, this is just one of the ones that he had already drawn, which is in shape. That one incorporates what everybody talked about with the community center, and that one actually has the town hall in it. It's 5 bays. I don't have a cost. Like I said, this is all just preliminary. He was sending he sent me like 5 or 6 different stuff they've already built And that was the one that closely fit what we talked about.
What was the total on that?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. Yeah, he was just sending pictures. I just wanted to see if that is something that we want to go towards, is putting everything in one house. Or if not, then we can scale that back. There's other ones.
How many overnight bunks are there? You know,
Two.
Just
It'll
two,
be good.
so it's not big. Right? Is that what I'm,
For what?
well,
Monticello has two.
maybe I'm wording it wrong. How many people will a house?
That I don't know yet. If you look at the community part of it, there's no measurements.
Right.
So I couldn't.
Well, I can see where there's, laundry, workout room, men's locker room, women's locker room. Yeah,
If you look at the conference area, it's small. I don't have a big printer.
no, this is the clerk's office, file rooms. But yeah,
You said two.
Shaveland got full-time? So that's why it's not probably, right?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, they're volunteer. They're volunteer.
You haven't had a chance to talk to Jacob then about
First thing,
11,000.
no, on the radio, no, I haven't. I just got this information.
Okay. Did you see? Look over my shoulder.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, this is the apparatus space.
What all's in this now?
So that's the fire department. It has the clerk.
We need this reference.
It's got like a storage. It's got a storage room.
This is the police department on.
Police department's not in there. Can be. I hadn't found any yet. Police department.
Police department.
I've seen somewhere where it was, fire department, like your town hall, police department, and behind was a community room.
Yeah.
That was somewhere in Illinois. I can't tell you exactly where. But I'm sure you're looking at pretty good money there too.
Yeah, I can sit in 5 different pictures, 5 different ones. One was the Brooklyn station. One was a utility company. One was a gas company. They were the same, mainly for the bays. This was actually, like I said, this was actually a fire department. And the other one was a paint department that was twice that big. I was like, yeah, we're not gonna go that way.
What was Brook? I heard all kinds of things about Brooks. And was it like a bad design? Or?
It's landlocked. So they can't turn their fire trucks around in the back because they're too close. I mean, the setbacks, right? They just too close to the railroad tracks. They can't put trucks back to back.
Did this guy do Remingtons?
I don't know. I don't think he can. And from what I can tell, that is an FBI. I think it might have been designed, and I think the outside's an FBI, or it's a steel structure.
I want to reach out to Rensselaer too. They got a decent size. They don't have living quarters either.
No, they've got a whole upstairs converted.
You know that.
I just wanted to see if that is something that, as long as, see if we're on the same page. As in going forward, if you want to see something else in there, if you want, I can keep going. Or I can scale back. That's, trying to come up with a design is the hard one.
Well, in my opinion, you got to look. I'd like to see a nice community center myself, but you're also going to have to look at Monticello, that expanding probably 2 to 3 times at least in the future.
Yeah, that's, they had the locker room. The only thing I did see on there was the gear has to be separated. I don't see that. It's got the big conference room. It's got like.
There's a laundry and there's a workroom right by the men's and women's locker.
Right.
That workroom might be the gear.
Is that a workout room?
So here's the apparatus space over here.
Oh, okay.
But by law, you have to have your gear separate from everything else. Well, containments and everything there.
I'll take suggestions on.
I
Oh, we
would
gotta
say
do a lot of things.
keep going.
We don't know.
I will.
Definitely move forward.
Yeah.
Keep going on. If we need to, we can find some other departments, to take field trips to look at.
Okay, Commonwealth's not gonna be here tonight. And Rod got something in that we'll share with us.
So before the rural development would allow us to go for bids, they had to have a funding source identified. So they received a letter from SRF, even though we don't have to go with that, with hope, because hopefully we'll get some county funding. But that's been received now. They sent that off, I think Monday maybe, or something like that. Once that's that, well, it says they're wrapping up their submittal package. So they have to now submit it to USDA for their final approval. So then once that usually takes 30 to 45 days is what they told us in our meeting. And then once that's received, then they would expect to receive authorization to advertise for construction bids. Here he says 30 days, but in the meeting, they said 30 to 45 because they're kind of shorthanded. So they have that. And then he says that it does depend on if Washington opens back up, Washington, D.C., because it will all be dependent on that too with the federal dollars. So that's pretty much all he says.
Okay. Then I'm gonna break in here. I'm gonna bring the board up to date and the public. I know there's been a lot of stuff being floated around. I'm sure you've all heard that there's some type of project possibly gonna go in east of town here. That's a given. It looks like, anyway. We had a meeting this afternoon. We met over this a lot of times. I can tell you it's not a solar farm or a wind farm. I gotta stop there. I can tell you it's not either one of those. Right now, with this sewer plant, we're looking at passing off to our customers. Your bill could almost double. It depends on how we can get the final 5 million funded. We know, and that nice talk, that's just gonna be a hardship on a lot of people in this community. You're going from $100 a month water up to $200 for water, sewage, and trash. We can't do it. We have an opportunity for a company to come in. And Sean, I'm glad you brought this up, ask for the moon. This company has already spent millions of dollars out here. We're looking at 500 acres they're going to use if it's rezoned. There's a possibility we're going to ask them to pay for the sewer plant. We're going to ask for a new fire department. This is a multi-billion-dollar outfit. So I mean, when you're talking $13 million, that's nothing to these people. $1 or $2, $3 million fire department will be nothing to these people. They're willing to work with us. Our biggest thing is we have got to make a commitment as a community that we will support them and welcome them in. Now, they're not going to invest billions of dollars in a company out here and destroy our community. That just doesn't make sense. They're gonna want to see this community prosper because they've got a lot of money invested. Yes.
What type of jobs are there?
Oh, they're gonna be six-figure jobs,
How many employees?
anywhere from 150 to 200
Is that after it's built?
after it's built. There could be 4 buildings, 250,000 square feet per building. So you get 1 million square feet. I think you people are all smart enough to know what we're talking about, but I just can't put it out there. This is a great opportunity for our community to expand. It will help with housing. It will help our school system. It will help draw people in. If we don't take advantage of this and get behind it, this town's gonna die. And we're not gonna get another opportunity.
Do we have any infrastructure strong that we can?
If there's a possibility that there'll have to be a sewer line ran, we're not gonna pay for that. Now, they might bill us for it. They got the power. They've done they're doing their due diligence to check and make sure they've got the power, the water, everything they need to come here. If they didn't think it was gonna work, they'd walk out. Somebody said, well, in a couple of years, it'll be like down here at Reynolds, it'll be empty and vacant. That probably won't happen. Because from what we were told today, it goes on 200, is it kilowatts or megawatts? I don't
Their
know.
contract with the power
It was
company.
250, they start out, but the power company works with them for 500. That's what they'll be billed on. The good thing is they got to sign a contract, and the contract's at least for 20 or 30 years. So if they want to shut it down, go ahead. They're still going to pay the power bill. Now, who's going to do that? Nobody's going to do that. They're not looking to come in, be here a couple of years, and then pull out and leave. It's been all over the news on these. There's been a lot of pros and cons. I don't want to see anything that's going to hurt our community in 20 years from now, whether it be water or power or whatever. And we're being assured that's not going to happen. And they're more than willing to help our community any way they can. That's the reason we're going to ask, hey, you guys want to come in? We need help with a sewer plant, $13 million. We need a new fire station. We need a civic center redone on the outside. We're going to ask till they say yes. They'll do it. They've done it in other communities.
Is
So-
sewage enough, for our plant to be able to
Capacity.
support them?
Yes,
That's already been,
it's supposed to be able to support it.
that Commonwealth is.
Where's the 500 acres at?
The 500 acres, all I know is about,
Go 16, it's gonna be west of Lowe's Road, south side is the Milk Cold Ground. I call it the old baby farm.
At that point, we're probably gonna look at additional increase in sewer plant, water plant.
oh, we're going to do that anyway.
If we're,
But
but I
the
mean,
bill.
no, I mean, beyond where we're at now.
I
mean,
We'll-
you
we'll-
start-
we'll see.
in addition,
They'll use more water.
yeah, in
And
addition to what we're doing. Because
That's
if you're
right.
talking about 200
They
employees,
could use
if
up to
50 of those
maybe
move into
2
town.
million gallons of water a day.
And
But
it's
they-
not just that, it's people that's gonna move into the community, and build
That's right.
houses, that's where we
But-
have to increase where we're at.
But
So if they'll pick that tab up, that's. Now,
I
they're-
wish I
they'll pay
knew
for
what
the
it was,
water.
but it's our sewer plant is being built to already account for an increase, yeah, in
Increase.
What
people.
is it? The
I don't know. I don't
versus
have that
what-
number with me,
We
but
don't,
It
This
is, but I don't know if it's still gonna be large enough. because Our plan was to build that and have it increase, so we could increase the population. So we anticipated
Right,
that.
right.
This is an addition to us just
I
growing
don't
as a
think
small
the sewer
community.
plant will be as much as the water, because you're not looking, as far as just the business.
And
There's not a lot of waste. I mean, you got 120 employees. It's not like you got 1,000 employees out there.
true, but
Uh,
if that's 50 or 75 new homes, in another neighborhood, that's the increase that I'm talking about. And I'm not opposed to this or the growth at all. I know Westfield down here by Indianapolis, exit, they,
Oh,
no
they're
chance.
being-
And they just didn't have room. I mean, hell, it's all city down there.
Yeah, there's Franklin Township. They exited. Now they're around Monrovia, Martinsville looking.
We've got the real estate to
We've got
expand.
it, and
The
we
city
don't-
doesn't.
We don't have many opportunities. If we don't take this opportunity and get people behind it in the community, we're gonna lose out. Because I'm telling you, I've been on the area plan, and the naysayers are out there,
Oh, yeah.
big time.
I get it.
If you want your community, and everybody says, well, it's gonna increase your tax, it could cause your taxes to go down.
So why so many communities accident? What's
There's
the problem?
What's the problem? They're being misinformed, is what we have been told.
The
I'm
places
new
like-
at this, so is Annette. We've known about this for quite a few months. But we just now were given the permission today, because we keep saying, we've got to let our board members in, because this is going to come up within the next month or so to area plan to rezone.
The places that are being negative on this, Kenny, it's a geographical, physical land problem issue with them. And then water is the big thing that they scare the dickens out of the whole world. We're gonna run out of water. We're not gonna run out of water, guys.
They're not going to build it.
We're not, exactly.
They're not
They
going to put
can't.
that money in there.
They know a whole lot more about the water that we have as resources than we do.
I know you've all read what's going on over at the industrial center at Woken. Same thing. There's nothing been signed, but the people over there are up in arms about
Yeah.
it.
It's an opportunity, first of all, for us to grow here, but
Right.
it's also a stepping stone for other businesses. That go, hey, we got taken care of, we got treated well in Monon area. And
What businesses will it bring in the site? You people say you want a grocery store, maybe a grocery store will come in. You don't know. There can only be positive as I see it, because I've said this to Annette, I've said it to the people we've talked to, I will not vote on anything that's gonna cause our water supply quality or quantity to go down within 20 years, or our electric rate goes so high that people can't afford it. I'm against it.
two of my friends in the Wolf area discussed thoroughly, and they're up in arms. And, look at farming. Look at farming. How many small farmers have made? If they have, it's been inherited. The farm's inherited, they don't have the bill.
Right.
Otherwise, Prudential's gonna own that farm. Or Goodyear or somebody huge, a corporation.
It's
You
like,
have to grow, you're gonna grow or you're gonna disappear.
we have got to get people that are for this to show up at an area plan meeting. We got one that
What'd you say, 6?
That's September.
what's the day?
The
first.
It'd be the 14th, yeah,
14th. We got one the 14th.
of course in September.
And the big thing is they keep wanting to bring up moratorium. If this company hears that word, they're gone. And we're gonna lose out big time. It's like a rich uncle wanting to move in and give you money. They don't want a moratorium. We don't need a moratorium. A third party is gonna do all the research as far as water study, power study, and all of that. They're not associated with anybody. They don't have a dog in the fight. They will bring out to everyone the results, where you're at in 20 years, 30 years, whatever. I see it as a win situation. I don't think it's a scam. I don't think, I feel I felt better today after we had the meeting today, because I've been riding the fence on this. But I think we really need to do it, because I think it can help pay for a lot of things in our town and help our community grow that we don't have. And folks, it can help your water bill. Your water bill is gonna go up, I promise you that. It can make it go down.
So is our electric.
It can make it go down. This can help make it go down.
Or what if it does?
Well, we know it's gonna go up,
Yeah, I know it's gonna go up.
but there's a better chance of it going down with them coming in than not.
So since we'd be supplying them with water and wastewater, would we be annexing them into our town?
No, I don't believe they'd be annexing.
Okay.
They're gonna drill some type of well, make some type of well. They may sell it to the town.
So they're gonna have their own water plant?
I don't know. I don't know all those.
So we don't know the
details.
details.
I don't know that. But I know they're gonna have some type of well thing out there, and it's all for cooling. When the nights are like they are now, they're not gonna use much water to cool. The air's gonna cool. In the wintertime, they're not gonna use much water at all, because it's too cold. Everything will cool by the air. I'd say May through August, September, that's when they're gonna use the biggest amount of water. And it could be up to maybe 2 million gallons a day. But I've also been told at a meeting that when they irrigate, you see the irrigation goes on, that's almost 800,000 gallons a day. So I think if you're for it, we've got to get on it as a group and back one another. If you're not, then just tell me, and I'm not gonna waste my time going to meetings then. Because Annette and I have attended a lot of meetings on this, and a lot of calls. And this company's gonna do it, their due diligence to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Have you seen one of these in operation?
I've been to New Carlisle. It wasn't open yet. New Carlisle's up by South Bend. I've seen that, and they're huge. I mean,
Here's some feedback from the community that's got one,
New Carlisle's got one,
but
and
it was working.
well, when we were there, they were still building, but that was back in February, maybe March. They
I'd
were
like to hear
just,
some of their ins and outs and what from somebody that's actually got. What did you face? What, maybe that. was
they
just-
faced,
yeah.
they fought big to get it. I know that, because when we was up there, we met with all lawyers and people that was building. And, your area plan director, your council members. They had a meeting one night that went till 4:30 in the morning. Now, I promise you, I won't have a meeting that goes that long. No way. But the tax revenue and I'm not smart on this. So I don't want to even speak, but I know what our assessed valuation is in the county right now. If this comes in, our assessed valuation will just skyrocket.
Diane, bounce it off the dock. They live up in that area.
And that will help everybody.
Doc's pretty smart,
Now, if
very
the
conservative. though.
public's not in favor of it, then I'm not gonna waste my time. If the board's not in favor of it, I'm not gonna waste my time. But I will tell you this, you got one shot. And if you really want it, you've gotta get on board and fight for it. And then you'll get some, of it. I guarantee you, we'll get some of these things.
That part is how do we let the public know about?
Right
when-
now-
when it's
Right
off
now,
budget?
it's step number one. I'd let you guys know. Is it under wraps? Nope. Step two, we got a meeting again next week. And I'll just have to keep you going as if you're on board with it. If you're not, then I'm not gonna, I'll call the guy I've been in contact with at Economic Development and saying, hey, they're not in favor of it, so. But I'll tell you what, you'll catch some flack.
How do we get more of an assurance that they will help pay for the fire department?
That will all be done in a contract.
But what if they say, oh, we're not doing that?
Well,
Maybe
then,
we've already committed.
They
we're
have-
not doing that.
they have,
Huh?
I mean, those things be negotiated.
Before, I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can commit.
everything will be
And
done
then-
before you sign anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing, here's, it's all good and dandy, right? Like here you're saying the fire department pay for this, or them pay for the fire department, them pay for the sewage. Wait a minute, we're going down that path anyway, so we don't even care about that. I mean, it's a good thought to have in our head, but listen, we need a new fire station. We need a new sewage plant. It's gotta happen. We've gotta get the money somewhere, so if they're able to pay for it, it's just a cherry on top, right?
That's a bonus for us.
I don't know if you saw Nate Annis's post today on Facebook, that his fire department up there at Bass Center, two of the renewable energy companies pulled together, bought them a side-by-side, two-seater with all the equipment for medical stuff and everything, and donated it to the fire department up there. Yeah, these guys are in the business of being good neighbors.
I can tell you from my experience with Chalmers and EDP down there, EDP has donated tons of money. They are always throwing money at Chalmers to do things, paying for the splash pad, paying for stuff with this, doing that. Always asking for opportunities to show the community that they want to be here and want to be good. And I don't see this as being different. And it's just so valuable to the community. So that's stuff. It's not the same company, but it's, those companies.
Have I
want
spoke out of line in that?
What kind of time frame
You're
are
fine.
they looking at getting this stuff taken care of?
We were told today if they can get it rezoned, that's where we're gonna need the town of Monon to be at the area plan meeting and speak up in favor of it. They'd be breaking ground by January.
I can tell you.
And it won't take them long to put up. They're steel frame buildings, concrete. They bring in the steel and then they'll bring in concrete slabs and put them up. And they will make it as aesthetically pleasing as you want. They will landscape it. They do all of that. It won't look like just it's not gonna look like Reynolds down there right now. I guarantee you that. But if you want to see something that's big and massive, New Carlisle, New Carlisle is not as big as Monon.
What is in the address?
Pardon?
Send me the address for that.
Of
For
what?
New Carlisle.
New Carlisle.
Hey, just go to New Carlisle, you can't miss it.
I don't know if I have it, but I'll look it up maybe. If there's anybody opposed to it, speak up now.
I'd like to hear more information.
Yeah,
All right, we got a meeting at 9:00 next Thursday morning. We can have one other, I'm going, and I can have one other person go.
Do they do like Zoom meetings? For people that
They
have to work?
haven't yet, no.
It'd be nice to be able to do a meeting like that so you can watch
They're
it.
very careful, we were told today, they're very careful who they don't want lawyers, either side in there yet, theirs or yours. Because they're trying to set
We don't need it.
everything up
Who the hell likes a lawyer?
to do the
I
right
think
thing.
that what they said as far as that was that they couldn't have if their attorney couldn't attend.
If I wasn't, yes.
Yeah, so if you were going to attend, then they found out theirs couldn't. That's what the issue
Yeah,
was.
right.
Yeah, one was available, the other one wasn't.
They like trying to keep the group small
Well, the other thing
to
too,
start with, and they're not trying to really hide anything.
if there's 3 of us there, then it's considered. a meeting.
That's why he said only one
It-
person.
It's considered an executive meeting, and that's what they want to stay away from.
I'd be,
Yeah.
it'd be nice just to watch in on it, because you can kind of get some
And
information.
I really don't know what they're gonna talk about next week. We have no idea. But
Are you able to, or one of you guys able to get off and go to that? How long will it last?
well, this one today was an hour and a half,
Hour and a half?
You said next Thursday?
next Thursday. And it may be at the Civic Center, but it could be at REMC in Monticello. I don't know yet. They're gonna let us know.
Well, I'm sure I can get away with
And
it.
the
I'm already
commissioners-
sold, so.
And the commissioners, I know the 3 commissioners will be there. And
I'm 110% for growth, kid. I've been preaching that for as long as I've been here.
I'm telling you,
And I think
I'm
you
not,
gotta take a look.
I'm not gonna,
Will you commit to go then? I think one of us needs to go. I'd rather one of you guys go because you've got the mechanical.
I'm already sold, so what
I
I'm
know.
telling these guys is, if they wanna go to get convinced, go ahead. Because I'm gonna push forward until I get hit in the face with a fastball, that's just, we gotta grow.
is there
If
anybody,
if we don't grow, we are gonna disappear.
we're gonna disappear.
Yeah, I promise you. It's
And-
just everywhere in the world.
And I see it as a chance that we can help our community financially, with some bills. to bring it down.
When we're facing $200 water bills, and I hear, you're telling,
Yeah.
you're telling me, you're shaking your head, no, you're not in favor of this. Well, how do you like the $200 water bill and the electric bill that Diane's talking about? Grab your rear end because it's going up. It's everywhere in the world. So we
Jerry, are you
get an
not in favor of
opportunity to take,
I need more information.
yeah, and I think that's
do.
what all of
I
us.
honestly do. When you hear
I think we all
communities say
do.
no, you need more information,
I
because Wilton's got all that industry going for them, and they're still saying no. So I don't know why they're saying no if it's such a bad thing.
The big
That's
So-
exactly what I just said.
The big
I
thing
just
is
need
they're
to know
misinformed on
More
water.
information, so you know, and I know, roses can have thorns, honey.
You can go to any area plan meeting or commissioners meeting and hear, but I'm telling you what you're gonna hear. You're gonna hear all negative stuff, because I sat through them. I went to the one in Reynolds on a Friday night.
Well, I know,
It was open
it's
to-
all
It
negative.
was a public hearing. It's all negative. They had people from Indianapolis there talking. As we were told today, the data that they were giving us at that meeting was
Old.
from like 2005 up to 2010. Well, that's ancient. That's gone. But that's what they're putting out there. These people are buying it. I don't know how to do it. I'm not that smart.
No, I'm not either.
But-
As far as that kind of
but I
Fear-
Taxes, I don't know.
Fear is easy to sell.
Huh?
Roger, you do it all the time. You're a cop. Yeah, it's true. Beer is easy to sell, and these
Right.
people, the water issue is the biggest thing that they're worried about. We're not running out of water.
I've heard stories about that point too, that farmers aren't happy about it, so it'd be something to look into.
I can tell you, a friend of mine that does she's a property broker. And she just dealt with a gal down in Marion County. And she got $700,000 for her home from a company putting in a data center. And that old gal was placed in another home, all of her bills paid off, and all she's got to worry about is the afterlife. Everything else is paid in between now and then. And stuff, and her place was a magnificent.
I think, Chris, you brought up something about farm ground,
Yeah.
and I realized that. And I think Jim said it one night, I'd heard it too. 100% of the crops that we grow in the United States, 35% of those crops, food, ends up in the landfill. So we're not gonna run out of food.
I think
That's not gonna happen.
the article I seen about the new Carlisle plant was that the farmers were worried about it because they had to de-water the ground to put in foundations. And it dried the ground up. It was one of the issues that they were complaining about. But I don't know if
I
the
know,
water comes back. I don't know that. So that's why I'd like to have more information. See, kind of more of the what ifs. What if this happens?
well, I can't answer that because we
But
don't
they're-
know that. We're not that far down the road.
Supposed to be doing engineering studies
Right.
with their due diligence, right
Right.
now, but
And I mean,
we don't
they're
know either,
doing,
but.
I think once they get their due diligence studies done and everything, because they haven't even asked to have this rezoned yet. But they've spent, I know, a few $1 million out here already. They're not spending that just to be,
They're not gonna try to move in.
right?
You know, if the environment
It's
won't
not gonna
support
work.
it, the environment won't support it, they're just not going to.
They're not going, and they've got to have fire protection.
Exactly.
They've got it, so that's the reason I think we can get a firehouse. They've got to have, they don't. they gotta
It's
have
money
it.
we don't understand, Kenny.
Then you gotta have the firemen in there.
We're working on that.
But
We're getting there.
we don't understand that kind of power, that kind of money.
No,
We
no,
don't- we
they're
don't
talking
comprehend.
money that I can't even fathom.
Not come close.
And, I mean, you talk $13 million, to me, that's, to
Hey, if you build
To
it,
them,
they will
it's
come.
nothing.
I saw the movie.
them, they'll just pull out their pocketbook and say, here's your 13 million. Now, what do you need next? Because they do want to come. And like Rebecca said, the wind farm down there, they're always looking to help farmers.
Well, you heard the same complaints with the farmers with the windmills.
Yeah, they're
You know.
making good money off of those.
Oh, geez, I got a son down there, he's got one in his backyard.
I'll
He
tell you
makes
what,
more
I
on that
can
than I
go
make in a
back
year.
Chris, in one of the conversations I had with the gentleman, they're even interested in our non-potable water.
Oh, yeah.
Taking it in.
Well, your non-potable is your clean runoff from your wastewater. So if they're taking all that, you'd never have any runoff going into the stream anymore. That'd be impressive.
And they would basically pay to get to and from.
That's a lot of piping.
That's a lot of piping.
They pay for it all the time.
We can't afford to fix the pipe we got.
What pipes?
Exactly, yeah. You know, talk about a lift station and we're puckering up.
Most of the pipes we have are already gone. It's just a hole through the dirt that we use.
Well.
It's not that bad, but.
I'm gonna move on here. You guys want me to stay on this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Stay on it?
I thought we
Oh.
were saying stay on.
Yeah. I did too.
No, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on. I'm tired of talking about it, but if you're not,
No.
if we're not gonna support one another on this and get behind it, I'm not gonna waste my time. Because it's a lot of hours.
Not having any information at this time, we definitely.
You got as much as I got. And as soon as I can get more, I will pass it on. And I haven't been able to till today. We were finally told today we could, hey, start spreading the news. We have got to get the people that want this to show up and support us at the meetings because the naysayers are gonna be.
I'll try to talk him into going on the 14th. If he doesn't, I'll cover it.
No,
We
yeah,
do
you talk-
this.
Okay.
The 14th.
I,
14th, and he said.
That's the area plan
that's
meeting.
the area
that's
plan.
area
meeting.
plan.
He
What-
was
what
talking
the
on the
ninth.
9th.
The 9th?
The 9th is the, at 9 o'clock in the morning is the meeting.
It's kind of early for me.
Okay,
Can you get away and do that?
let's go on with, we've already did the appropriations, community grant.
Yeah.
So.
So-
Sanitation contract.
We've done this. Community.
Oh.
Okay, you switched the order.
I did, because I thought it would make more sense to have them together. Sorry.
Community crossing grant.
Yeah, so we just got the quotes this afternoon.
Right.
So I don't know if anybody's had a chance to look at it, but basically it's over the $1 million. So we would have to cut something. And that's what he's asking, like, what do we want to cut? He did call the office and said that he could meet with anybody anytime. They were asking about Ray Street.
Ray Street, we went ahead knowing with the last meeting I had with him, we would probably have to do some cuts. So we went ahead and did 2 blocks of Ray Street, the north, in anticipation of making cuts.
Because he didn't include any Ray Street, is that right?
No, Ray Street should be in.
I thought
I didn't
just
see
ours.
it.
Yeah, so I thought maybe when he came to town, that maybe.
I think it said from 16th to First Street.
Yeah, but it says then the
Arch.
name of it says Arch.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's Arch, 3rd Street, and Lincoln. So the Arch project, the State Road 16 to First Street, is $1,222,050. And I believe that's curbs, the
They
sidewalks.
go through sidewalks.
I don't know if those all included drainage or What you
No,
guys
the
talk-
only real drainage was getting something over to the low spot down here on Fifth Street off of Arch Street to take care of that water pooling area.
He was talking about the corners where they have the ramps and so forth on there.
Yeah.
That has to be.
And yeah, Reynolds got that done. I mean, they got that done where they should have got it done. The old car lot, I mean, that sidewalk was, you couldn't walk down, let alone put a wheelchair and come down.
Well,
It was-
part of the
See, that-
requirement,
you got-
isn't it?
But
you got-
the state came in. and did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, because you're dealing with state,
Well, I wonder,
roads.
yeah. I wonder-
but these wouldn't be
Oh,
state.
no, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, but that was on the highway.
that's, yeah, you're
I think the
43,
state did just over
421.
here.
State did some of here, yeah, here in downtown area, and then the intersection 60.
Yeah, I did go out and talk to him. I said, what are you wasting money for? You know, the sidewalk was, I mean, you couldn't walk down that sidewalk.
Them sidewalks on Arch and Race are about junk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got,
It's
roofs that
really,
have come up and
really
sidewalks.
interesting, though, because the last time he sat down with me, showed me pictures of Race and Arch, so
Uh-huh.
I'm wondering in that figure.
We were gonna do race.
And he didn't say anything about it on
We'll have to decide move one
Yeah,
to next year.
the
Yeah,
streets and from to are attached. Unfortunately, to do curb sidewalks, ADA ramps, mill repave, it'll be a lot for Race Street, 3rd Street. I can meet anytime with the aerials / surveys if you want to cut some back. So the most they're gonna give is 1 million. You'd have to come up with the rest or lose a couple blocks and add them next year. He doesn't mention Race Street and it just says Monon draft cost estimate Arch. But it's not due till October
You're
31st,
talking big, you're talking big streets.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 7/10 of a mile.
So, yeah. You gotta start someplace, cut what we gotta cut and get what we can get.
Right.
Go on record for Lincoln's a short street.
Yeah, so then they had 3rd Street, which the Arch Street was already over the million. But then they had 3rd Street that was 357,720. And then Lincoln, which was $22,987.50.
We can pull off on that.
No, actually, both of them.
Roger, I thought we were gonna do from Green Street sidewalk second.
That's what we was originally going to do this year, and then we put it on hold until we figured
Mhm.
out this.
And it's not on this list.
Now, he's cut that off, he's cut Race Street off the list of different costs going over our street.
I'm just, I would think that Ray Street might be a little bit less because we just redid 2 of those streets. We wouldn't have to do those parts.
I'd rather do some kind of finish just around the park.
Yeah, when-
Cut some off Arch.
Let's set up another meeting with him
Okay.
so we can go over some stuff there.
Okay.
because I would have probably done, and that's kind of why we did Race Street, but when we were, the last meeting, we had Arch and Race Street maps. And he indicated we probably have to cut some
Right.
in that, so, yeah.
But maybe race would be under the million. I don't know. Roads are
Okay,
expensive. obviously.
Sanitation contract.
Okay, so I have a draft of the sanitation contract and I've sent it to On Point. At the time when they were here last, I know that, we were talking about them taking the cards back to waste management. He said that there would be some charge about that. He just wasn't sure what it was. So he has told me that. He wants to be paid $100 per load that they have to take. He doesn't know how many loads exactly is week. He thinks it might be somewhere between 10 and 13 loads to get all of them there, but that was the request, and if that's okay, then the contract's ready for signature. So that's my question to you guys.
I feel it's more than adequate.
A lot cheaper. than-
Yeah.
Contract's here.
I think
A lot better, 49,000.
Do we have to vote on it or anything?
No, you've already voted to approve that. This is just the actual contract for the term, so, I just, everyone just need to sign that based on, matches their bid, so.
Saving you
They
money.
do have it in.
We're saving you money.
We go without them.
Yep. Yes, yes, I
Okay.
have that in there. Very clearly, it takes no cost.
Take the
Collecting
things
their
back.
rates at the end.
And that's the only one. That's-
Okay. Rebecca, so have you contacted Waste Management to let them know that we're canceling our contract? They say everything's been taken care of. It's okay.
Did we get an actual,
I have the contact names and where they can go.
last day?
The last, I told them we would deliver the trash cans to the first week of January, so the last day would be whatever the last day, so December it is. I think it's an email, but it's whatever that last,
Of December?
December 31st is on a Wednesday.
it's the 26th would be the last one, right?
Well, okay.
Probably,
Would they probably not pick up on that day because it's
probably gonna be the 27th, it's Christmas.
So that would be the end of the contract.
Monday, Monday.
I'll forward that.
And then probably January 3rd, they're gonna have to probably be on the point.
Yeah, I think Concord is gonna come in that weekend.
They're, the way he talked, he'd come in that same day, they pick up, drop
Drop
off,
Off and then
and we
take theirs.
pick up. That's, yeah.
It'd be nice, because the last time we did this, it was a mess.
Yeah.
If they had a bunch of
Because
trash
you had a lot of them. That was the problem when you guys did. You had a lot that were already back in use.
Well, all the old ones, the brown ones that we picked up, sat down at the wastewater plant for almost a year before we got somebody to take.
What I anticipated him on doing was bringing in some of his roll-offs,
Yeah.
and then we'll stack them in. Then, and then we go.
Okay, trash rates.
So basically, I did reach out to Rebecca, and she said that we could leave it at what it's going to be, but in 2026, it's going to raise to $14.55 per month for the resident. That was based on Waste Management's cost, which was over $15, 15 something. So if we charge them the amount, then there was mentioned maybe we could do like a spring cleanup, but I don't think the extra 20 cents is going to cover any spring cleanup. And then my kind of thought process was if we, right now, what we pay, our portion is $5,070. That's everybody pays their bill. So that's what we have there. if we left them at, I mean, I just kind of like ran some numbers. If we left them at where they're at the 1396, then the town would still pay 3,042, which is less than what we had before. If we had them pay 14, our cost would be 2,730. 1410, our cost would be 1950. This is per year. And then 1425, the annual town cost would be 780. So, and then if they paid the 1435, then we don't have any additional costs except for those ones that aren't paid. 1435. That's what the rate is for.
That's 1 point rate.
Yes,
That's
for
what
the
it's
next 3 years.
That's what it's supposed to go. What's it currently supposed to go to?
1455. That's
what I
what's
think.
in our ordinance.
Yeah, in my opinion, we need to keep it at 1455. We shouldn't adjust the cost. We're gonna have bigger items. That it's like $16 a year per household. I would do that.
Still saving $1 over expansion, $1.20.
Who? I see that.
Well, total bill, if it's 1435.
Right. Right. Yeah. So what we're talking about is what we charge to the customer.
Right, I would
The
keep it at
1455.
We shouldn't go back. I mean, $14.55 a month to get rid of your trash.
It's pretty cheap.
That's pretty cheap.
You take anything under a ton to Liberty, it's like $75.
We just have to educate the town about, listen, if you need a second, get a second, pay for the second. Because
Right. Yeah.
these people that overfill, the lids don't shut, we have to address this. We have to educate them. That's our job.
The letter that you had, were
I
you
do.
going to send that out, or is it just going to be on your website, or?
So there were a couple of residents who continually had their trash cans overflowing, maggots and stuff. So and then our workers were going out and cleaning up the mess. So I did do a letter, and I did it in English and Spanish, that just said, hey, this is what it says in the ordinance. To prevent you, being in violation, you need to, make sure all your trash fits inside your can with the lid closed, or you can contact Waste Management at this number to get an additional tow.
So if we have repeat customers, are we in our means to say, okay, you need 2 totes, here's 2 totes, we're charging you for 2 totes, use them.
That all goes through the company.
They can do, I can tell you, I chased down the garbage guy last week because we had one house. I was there when Waste Management's guy had to pick up a truck and trailer, dropped them off 2 totes and their computer system for the driver. And I finally said, you're going to go back and pick them up because I know the guy from Waste Management who dropped them off. I was here when he dropped them off, and you need to pick it up, and then you need to fix it with the dispatch because they are paid.
It's funny because they sent us a list of the ones in town that have 2 totes. Finally, we did get that, and there's not very many that on their list. There's only 8. And when people call the office about that, we just tell them they have to call Waste Management because they're the ones that manage that. So, right.
And that's what we'll do. We will attach to each on point in English and Spanish the day they're dropped off that this is the rules.
Okay.
You need another one. Here's the number to contact for a second, and then you're responsible for finance.
So what's the consequences if they don't follow?
I believe there's fines and stuff, right?
There's fines and stuff, but then we run into this issue. We currently write everything we can write under state statute. We did away with our town court years ago. I'm not sure you're going to get our county to hear a ordinance violation over there. So then
But shouldn't they? I mean, that's their job.
you should, but I'm not sure you're going to get them to do it.
That's their
That's
job.
why we do it under state statutes, everything that we can. And so, because then
I mean, they're obviously, that could actually be a nuisance violation as well. I mean, having trash. above the-
Maybe
there are
we need to
ways
bring Nick back.
here, So.
Amen.
Nick who?
Lewis.
Lewis, he was a judge.
He used to be the
Oh,
judge.
I mean,
Can't
it's
bring
not
Jerry
that
back, he's dead.
we could do some new ordinances that have some not monetary fines to them, but fine them for it. So
Can we do it to where it's a fine and it's added to their water bill? Can you do that if they're?
Yeah.
If we consider some of the nuisance, but we could eventually do it as a link like we do other nuisance.
Yeah, we turn your water off.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we can't connect it to that.
That's trash.
We can turn their water off anyway. We got the tool. What are they gonna do? They're gonna come up and pay it.
So there are, I'll work on being creative with them.
So do we just take the trash can away from them, like we take water?
I just take water.
You turn the water off, they pay the bills. Take the trash can away. and
Well, they'll have to
Yeah.
pay the
We,
fine as well.
we have,
Yeah.
Chris got to the point of, we don't want to go out and grab it and then at the end of the day, turn their water back and then have to run it out. But if the ones that have their water shut off for an extended period of time, we are pulling their trash cans. Because if you ain't paying for your water, you ain't paying for your trash.
Yeah.
So we do pull those.
Mhm.
But that's simple fix, right?
Well, those ones, they don't care that it's off, like they're gone anyways. And we don't want someone else to take the trash can.
Yeah.
Well, that's one, it's a great idea.
That's
Yeah.
the current ordinance that we have. It's just whether so the current ordinance has it at 1455 for this coming year.
Right.
And the only thing if we want to change that, then we would modify that ordinance, otherwise we
Mm-hmm.
leave it as it is. So. it's just a
Yeah, I think
question.
we need to leave it.
But I think you guys pay for it, I mean, you do let me pick up and stuff, but I mean, you can utilize that and have fun, right? And you do other stuff, so.
Right.
Okay, the next item on the list is salary discussion. I'm open for any type of discussion.
Salary discussion on how we want to pay? Is this, are we talking about the merit pay again, or? Is that kind of what we're discussing? What do you mean salaries? Or percentages?
Are we talking about raises for next year?
That's what we're doing. That's what
Right.
this is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, like, yeah, how you want to, we're gonna need to know how to structure the salary ordinance because it has to be adopted before the end of the year.
okay.
So if
I
you
will-
want to raise anything or if you want to leave things the same as what they are.
I think I'll be the first to speak on merit pay. I'm not in favor of it. I'll tell you why. We've only got 3 people. And I've read their evaluation, and I think Roger was very fair on all 3. And I can't sit down and say which one's doing less or more than the other one. If we had 100 employees, merit pay may be okay. We don't have that. We have enough animosity the way it is. And you go to merit pay, and if you think those 3 are not gonna talk, we're gonna have a big
And
problem.
it's public knowledge
It's
anyways.
public,
So,
right?
yeah, I mean, they don't even have to talk.
And and why do that? I wanna be fair to them, but I'm not in favor of giving one this much and another one this much. I'm just not in favor of that.
I think this subject here, in my opinion, needs to be an executive meeting and then it to be a public meeting after we discuss it internally.
You do have more than 3 employees, you got to relook too.
Yeah, but you're not talking about 3 as far as merit pay.
The only thing.
No, you're not. You're talking about every one of them.
The way
Why
we
would
did-
you- why would it
what
be
we
just
did
3?
Last year.
You got,
Did
you got
merit
everybody.
last year on everybody.
It wasn't
Almost.
called that, but yeah, basically, it wasn't across the board flat percent. Yeah.
I submitted a suggested sheet to her, I
Mhm.
don't know, a week ago or so, but I kept it very consistent. I agree with you. You're gonna open, I don't agree with you on merit. I'm all about merit. I think you earn, you get what you earn. But I understand what you're saying. You're gonna open up a can of worms because it's public knowledge. And you're talking about 3 employees at that point. You're not talking about Roger and his deputy and.
Where they have, yeah, and then,
Because that's a different.
But on another note though, if I don't know, we got 3 employees, right? If we have one employee that's doing a really good job and got a better raise, isn't it gonna make the other employee say, listen, if I do better, I can get a better raise, right? Go somewhere. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, I work at a facility that it's across the board and it's just bullshit.
The way I justify keeping it the same and to adjust, I agree with what he's saying, but you get into the merit situation, you can keep that. And I hate the word percentage, but that's what I used. That's up to Roger to come in and say, Tony, you're doing a heck of a job, and I'm going to give you an additional whatever for what you're doing. And I think that's what we paid him for in that position. So I think when you talk about across the board and an end of the year, I think that was 3% or something
Yeah.
that I was figuring, because I was trying to stay under her budget, but
So you turned the paper into net.
I did.
he asked me if I wanted his ideas, and I said,
I'd like to.
yeah.
if
Well,
we-
I mean, I didn't know that was what he was going to. It was just to give me an idea.
Okay. I'd like to see what you're
And I
thinking.
was trying to work within her numbers,
Yes.
which was
Yeah, so
really difficult.
Mhm. Yeah, I know. We know that.
I know.
So are you okay with sharing your?
Absolutely. I'm
Okay.
teasing. I'm teasing. You have to be around me more. Than
Okay.
and when if you do call me, because I haven't figured me out yet.
Okay. I'd like to just see where you're coming from, because I'd seen the email that Jamie had sent, and I didn't know.
Well, she's done wonderful talking about the averages and all the positions and where we're at. And I was really pleased on that. We're behind the times. We're still driving a stagecoach instead of a taxi cab a whole lot of times. We gotta get out of that. Now, what Kenny's talking about with the growth, that's gonna help get us out of that. If it goes, you know, we're gonna catch up with the times. But we're 20 years behind
No.
other communities in our area. We just are.
So Jamie,
Yeah.
to answer your question about the executive session versus not, we can have executive to discuss employee performance. We can't discuss the salary ordinance in executive. So
Okay.
discussions about the salaries has to be public.
Okay.
The individual, if you want to talk about individual employees, think about that. Like you can have that as an executive session to discuss the private information. You have to do it that way. But the actual salary.
Fair enough. Thanks for clarification.
You're welcome.
But we could talk about the performance of Roger and Ned and ourselves and everybody. We can discuss.
So a question was asking me how much like the benefit is for the health insurance.
I did.
And there was on a spreadsheet. So
I read
we
it.
have this. Oh, well, yeah, I sent it to you, but I didn't send it to anybody else. So, because this was just this afternoon, but that
Take
way
one
everybody
back, Bill.
can, yeah, just pass it on. Okay.
Yeah, I printed it off.
So
And
it
I
kind of, the very last column there shows you what
don't get one.
what the benefit is as far as their health insurance.
What I was asked about on that was I was putting together a package for employees and taking, you know, their salary and the benefit package and then trying to justify.
We have this one.
Yes.
And they pay, the employee pays 8.5% right now of the total cost. So
And that's a pretty,
8.5%.
8.5%.
of their policy.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
that's huge.
That's,
Yeah.
That's a huge benefit.
no wonder you've been around so long.
Would you believe when I started, it was a 90-10 program, and we paid nothing.
Well,
$1.
Well,
I
that's
say a lot of, and they're on a
Yeah.
benefit comparison. I don't,
Well,
I didn't send that to you guys this time,
We just,
but
did-
a lot of the places,
Exactly.
municipalities
but
do
we
that kind of
just
thing.
implemented recently that we passed some cost on to the employee. You know,
Yeah.
and it's in the upper teens and lower 20% of your salary in most places right now. I mean, there's places that if your salary, you're using 25% of your income to pay for your health insurance.
Yep.
So we're bending over backwards on that. So when you start talking about adding
And that's part of the
2 or 4% more, and what a next argument to
It
me was,
is, I had a deputy one time told me you can't count that. I said, yes, you can.
oh my
Go get it
goodness.
somewhere
It's
else.
such a
Yeah.
huge
Go try
portion.
to get it on your own. So if we were talking about if it was add 2% or 4% to the employees, and she said, well, but then that cuts into what their wage increase is going to be. Absolutely, it does. But we're not etched in stone with that benefit to be that high. And I
Not that I've
understand
found anywhere.
it's a real gift. And I'm not really advocating at this point. We'll wait and see when we have our discussion on cost and salaries, what we need to do. Because if we need to do that to justify another increase somewhere, that may be what we have to do. But 8-9%, I don't know who works outside the home. That's a benefit. That's a real benefit. I promise I pay more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Our teachers.
Oh, yes, they do. Yeah.
We're about 38%,
Yeah, it's huge.
maybe 48.
Yeah, and I said the good programs are in the upper teens, lower 20s, and we're probably more at the 35 to 40%. And that's a union shop. They beat us to death. It ain't free. Ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
So are we going to just wait then and?
I would like to have an executive session where we talk about, performance. And at that time, we can justify those things without talking nickels and dimes. Nickels and dimes will probably come up, but, it'll be in general, yeah. It won't be anything we decide on. And I hate another doggone meeting, that. Had enough meetings.
Maybe whenever you want to have an executive meeting.
Well, not on the 9th, maybe on the 9th. Maybe they can just put that whole day out.
Shall we look at those dates for that?
Are you available at any time during the day? After 4:30? Yeah. I've already got the 8th and 10th off for fire prevention stuff, so it's hard to take another day.
But yeah, I know. I've been there.
PTO is hard to fill.
So you could start, you're off work at 4:30? So what are you guys, what's your?
We're looking for superintendent.
Hi, guys.
I'm good after 5 o'clock.
You're good after 5, so we can start on 5, or you could do 5.
And it also depends on if it's a Tuesday or Thursday, we'll go volleyball.
So after 5, and then Tuesday, or Thursday. Is that
I'm good at just whatever it takes.
we could do the 6th.
That's what?
Like season.
Oh, season?
Hi, guys.
Be safe.
Tuesdays.
Be safe, you guys.
Yeah, I'm.
Uh-oh.
Is that her
Hey,
house?
Tommy.
What days are you looking at, 6 or 7?
Well, Tuesdays, he's got volleyball, so Tuesday,
I like Wednesdays
Wednesdays.
myself.
I could do Wednesday. 5, Wednesday at 5.
The 8th?
I'm busy the 8th. Me?
You're what?
Geez, the next few Wednesdays.
You can't?
When do we have to have it done?
But
End of the year.
Yeah.
Shoot, we got plenty of time.
Yeah, but you know how time goes.
Hey,
You
what
know,
about-
scrambling.
November 12th.
Great, why are we going clear to November?
It's October, right?
It is.
That's late.
It is, but
Let's go, Doc.
Maybe, how about a Monday?
then you have to have a meeting to discuss it. And then if you
And
don't
then have to have a
agree,
meeting afterwards.
yeah, like you have to have the meeting to discuss the salary, the
You good on
public
Monday?
regular meeting.
What about a Monday, 13th, the 20th, the 27th October?
20th of October.
You put it down? 5 o'clock?
Yeah, should be fine.
How are you, Ken?
I'm good on the 20th.
At 5?
Mhm.
Sounds good. Let's see.
You'll send out a note, please.
Yeah, okay. All right.
She needs
I
to
don't
have
have
a
it.
calendar.
Yeah,
I just
no.
never have.
I have
Lives
Then
by
I
count.
mess it up.
October
I don't even know what
20th,
day it is.
Tried that once.
5 o'clock.
If you send me a reminder, I'll send out a reminder.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, let's move on. Roger, you're up.
Okay, we've been helping Linda and Diane down at the park. They've been cleaning buildings. We've been moving some things around and getting rid of some stuff for them. We're shooting for about the middle of October to shut down the splash pad and go ahead and drain everything in it, because we can't technically put the park out until November 1st when it's closed. So working on that. Brad Goodwine told me the title for the truck's in, so the truck should be here shortly. Then I'll have to go to Clark's, get the lights put on it, the bed spray, and the attachment for the snow plow. We're going to start working on getting things lined around on the plows, doing any work or repairs we have to do to those. I did get a thing from Tracy. She talked to me about it today. Alliance is doing
Wastewater,
Zoom classes for the wastewater license. It's $400 plus books,
which I think were $100 a piece, so 200.
200 for the books. So that is one option. I want to check with her on the guy that she went to the in-person meetings. on.
Scott Ham.
Scott.
Hmm.
Because I'm not really sold on the Zoom meetings, the Zoom classes all the time. I think there's some disruption that happens there and stuff. So let me check on that, but that is one of the options for her to start working towards her wastewater license.
Yeah.
Is through the Alliance. And that would be from October the 9th to the 20th of November. I believe they're all on Thursday classes. Yeah, it'd be Thursday classes from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in front of the computer. We did have an issue with the skidster today. I'm going to say sometime the hydraulic block on the front arm, Chris, I'm going to say hose has probably got pulled and weakened that. It actually blew out on him in the drive of the shop today. So I sent Cody down to get it. I helped them take that apart this afternoon. So all we have to do is put it back together tomorrow, and then we'll have that back up. I did go down to Vanguard with a couple of days. We had the hydrant that got hit, broke off. We finally got the parts in for it. And it was a learning curve. We actually did it once, had a few problems, took it apart, put it back together, and we took care of those problems. So the hydrant's back up and running, and we did this one ourselves. So
How did it get broke?
bumped with the forklift.
You did that?
No.
And they don't have to pay for that?
I guess that's one thing.
I bill.
I mean,
I would
I would
too.
bill them is what I would do, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't
because we
leave
could
that.
be replacing these a lot.
Uh,
We don't.
Most of theirs, what I'm going to insist on this one, most of theirs actually has steel pipes and stuff around it to keep this from happening. This is one that just happened not to. So, talking to the maintenance guy yesterday, they've got enough tubing around there making a rate for it and stuff, so it doesn't get bumped.
Yeah, I would calculate how many man hours, you got $100 an hour and materials.
Yeah,
They're
it's,
not gonna balk at it.
I think I'd have to look back at the bill, I think maybe $500.
That sounds about right for the dry hydrant, right?
or the, yeah, it's what they call it, dry hydrant.
But how many man hours?
It'd take all day to do it.
No,
It's only 6 hours.
we probably had it done a couple hours. So.
So 3 hours times how many people?
Yeah, we had 2 of us down there. So,
That sounds fair.
yeah, I don't think they'll balk on it. The, hydrant. I was thinking, oh,
$1,800.
Bob Hall and Reynolds called me a while back. I'd have to tally up how many. We've been looking for a 1-inch meter, and neither one of our vendors have their hands on any 1-inch meters. But Bob Hall sent me a list of brand new stuff they had that they are not using those type of meters, which we are. So I got several of the, I want to think maybe 10 to 15 of the iPearls, the 1-inch meters, some other meters, and they're sending me a bill for $500. So I'm going to say the 1-inch meter itself is going to be pretty close to that $500. So they're going to keep getting it put in. We've been working on going around. We've had some water meter pits that are below ground level. We have some risers for them because in the wintertime, the ones that aren't radio reads, they've always got to beat guys off of them to get to them and stuff. So I said, get those raised before the weather.
Do we know what addresses?
Of those raised? Yeah, we have them down there on the list. Yeah, we know which ones.
Holly Street, all radio read?
The radio
Oh.
reads. Yeah, we pretty well
There's the
finished.
list.
I want to think Holly Street is one that's.
I'd have to look.
I'm just saying, I don't want a freaking riser in my yard.
No, no, this is just bringing them up to ground level. They're
Yeah,
below
well,
ground
that-
level.
It sits down pretty low.
Yeah, what,
May have dirt on top.
a lot of the
grass.
radio reads that were in to start with were scattered all over town. What we tried to do was finish streets up with those. And then some of the radio heads we have are what they call a dual head. You can plug 2 meters into one radio read, which will work on, because we do have some heads that have 3 meters in them, believe it or not. So to try to get those radio reads in, it's pretty tight. So we're working on getting those things done. Other than that, the police side, we're finishing up training hours for the year. We've done some shoots lately that we've had with firearms, trying to get that stuff. We did just go through a state safety audit in the school on the school safety stuff. That was from 8:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. And we passed with flying colors on that. So we're ahead of the curve there. All the cameras that were requested to be put in have been put in to the different locations. I just need to get with you sometime. I have a laptop that you can pull it up on. You don't want that on your phone, do you? You just want an account where you can, I'll have to get with you and get an account. For what? For the cameras.
So we can.
Yeah, that way. Yeah. So that's all we got left to do on that. So. well, that's that.
Haven't got their bill yet.
You haven't got their bill yet? Maybe they charge it to the park. The paving's all done, everything's good. The basketball court, I'm well satisfied with it. We did a little back grading of the dirt. I met with John Howard the other day. He's got some concrete work coming up here in town. He's gonna cut the openings in the asphalt, drill down, so we can set the goals, the basketball goals harder. So once he gets the bolts set in concrete, then we can get the basketball.
Does he know that that's got a 5 foot?
Yes, yes, it'll be centered up, the width of the court and then 5 feet in, because there is a 5 foot safety thing. Probably probably end up getting it painted next year with your budget being tight and stuff. And we'll try to get on that guy's agenda with, getting the painting done on it next year. But it does look good.
They'll be happy with the hoops and the ceiling or the blacktop.
Yeah. And the nice thing, if somebody wants to do a kid day, maybe, we can crank the goals down. They're adjustable goals. So I kind of went off the wood costs. I've got one other athletic director's suggestions on what type of goals to get. So that's pretty well with it. Other than Jake is having a problem with the AC in his vehicle, so I told him to run it up to Del Master, who worked on it last time.
This fall.
Roll the window down.
Roll window down, yes. So I don't know if it's the,
44.
the fuses are good. Last time it was blown fuse, it may be the more okay. So. Okay. And then,
I was just gonna give you guys an update on the housing project. Tony and I went down to the open house the other day, and it's very nice. The whole layout, theirs is a lot bigger than what we would have, but it was, the snowy owl. Yeah. So it's really nice. The people, the residents who are moving in there are tickled pink, like they couldn't be happier. You know, they have a nice community center. They had pickleball. They had a little dog park, and just you can make them how you want. So that's another way that you can score higher on the funding, is to have like a unique idea for the community, like for the people that live there. So they don't think we're going to make the cut this year. They will reapply next year. Believe it's, I forget, April maybe. And then they'll know by November if we scored high enough to receive their funding. I don't understand all of that. It has to do with their credits and all this stuff. It's a bunch of things that go into it to see if you're going to get the funding. If they do it and they have a ready grant that they're willing to take and split between the two towns, because it would be 12 units, 12 buildings here, 24 units, and then the community center. The town would have to put in, they said there's gonna be 340,000 in ready grants, hopefully. Then the town's portion, because we would split it half with Reynolds, so we'd be 170,000. But that amount could be split between anything infrastructure too. It doesn't have to just be cash. It can be sidewalks, fire hydrants, all kinds of things. Sewer lines, roads, curbs, all that stuff would count towards your contribution to the project. So it's just on the radar. It's not, I guess tomorrow, but if they did get the funding, then they would plan to break ground at the end of beginning of January or 2027. Is that right? And then
They said it'd be 28.
when they're ready to lease.
Ready to lease.
Yeah, so it would be pretty quick. They had nice garages. I actually have pictures that I got on a Word spreadsheet to send you guys, or a Word document. I didn't get a chance to get it sent. So, but I will.
It was very nice. They each of those additions had porches, front porches, like a little sitting area, and in the back. It was just,
Yeah, we drive by them all the time. and
yeah, I was impressed.
and
I
watch
went
them
in
build
with a
them, and
negative
now
attitude.
they look great. I wonder
Yeah.
what they were. Then when they, like JD said, snowy owl or whatever, and I
yeah.
go by, I'm like, that's the.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, and that's
The residents were just, they couldn't say enough good
right.
about it. They were just happy as larks.
Yeah.
So, and one thing they did say that I was impressed with, they had just changed management companies because the company they had wasn't doing what they, not to their standard. So they changed management. And I'm like, I like that. You don't do your job, you're out of here, So yeah, they had standards and they're making sure they're met. So I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Yep. So, and then I did get a notification from, I think it was IDEM yesterday or something, that our CCR report didn't include all the information that it needed to include. So it's basically just adding when our meeting times are, like the day and so basically. And then also where they can find our lead service inventory online at. So what it said in there to rectify it is to send out like a postcard. Honestly, I would like to just, if it's possible, just have the employees go around and put them on the doors because postage is so expensive. Yeah. So, but I could get that ready. And I haven't talked to Dustin about it yet, but those are things that I can do. So
And which reminds me, we did collect our lead and copper samples and stuff, sent them in. They requested another round of sampling, so we just didn't have this week too.
mhm.
So the lead and copper stuff should all be done all the time.
Yep. That's all I have right now.
Rebecca?
So on that same topic, the contract notice that we did with Standish originally, we haven't really updated that. It's pretty crappy contract anyway, so, because it was his. So, I have a version that I've used with other towns. I know you talked about whether we're gonna continue to use it for water at all, or just doing wastewater, but I do think we need to flesh that out and get an idea of what we want in that contract. If he's not doing things that he's supposed to, we need to have consequences in our contract for him for that. And those sort of things. Like I said, I have some sample agreements, and I'll send out a couple versions that I have to you guys, and then if you guys want to look what you want to do, and I don't know whether we want him to keep doing water, or whether we need him to keep doing water.
Well, when you do that, include which one you recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the expert on this. part of it,
Yeah, right. And some of them are a lot longer, some are a lot, are simpler than others, but, and just some ideas from, again, Roger Moore, from your standpoint about what things you think he needs to do and what things he's missed that I don't might not know about. I'd like to know what those are so I can make sure I can have pretty clear things in the contract about what's supposed to be done. So,
Does it break the payout in wastewater versus water?
We
the
just do
contract we
that.
have right now is just the one 4,500 a month. It doesn't.
Yeah. So basically, we do
Because I
one
mean, she's
half.
just got her license, so I'm not comfortable saying, hey, let's get rid of it. We need.
And obviously we need it on the wastewater side anyway, right? So that's but we can manage that at, different ways, we scale it back a little, not scale it back, or whether that reflects how much we're paying him or whatever that. I'll send out the versions I have, and you guys can let me know what we want to do.
You have his one, did you send that where it's like?
I will. That's the only thing I have.
Tony?
The only thing I thought about was, weren't we gonna do a lien on our street house for the expenses?
Yes.
Yes, did we do that yet?
Not yet. No. I have all of that. I was waiting for some paperwork and we got it. And so the truth, I started up with that. Wow. We forgot.
Still
So
there.
you'll do it sometime.
If it just has to be to Rebecca, I can send it to her. We also had one on Holly Street. So
Yes.
all right.
That's the only thing I have.
Chris?
The only thing I have is I had a neighbor get a hold of me about getting our drop box, deposit box put outside on Harrison Street, because she is an elderly woman and has a hard time walking. Since then, I've also got with Roger to see what the update was on that. I was just gonna ask him tonight, where we at.
It's, where we just need to decide where we're gonna put it out there.
So it's maybe,
I'll probably try to get, Howard's to, go ahead and pour concrete the same day.
that's all I have.
Jamie? Roger, I know you and I have talked in passing about, the upcoming, the grass clippings. Is anybody taking part into leaving them on the road and you guys scooping them up?
We have had some, left on the road. We have had some left in plastic containers and stuff. We still get some in trash bags.
We also can talked about, something with leaves, getting the leaves out of bags and stuff. We looked at a system.
Have we looked at the system? No, not yet.
I think we need to go down that road. We got equipment money to see what we have. That place in Thorntown, if it's still in business. I mean, there was a big old track back on a trailer, and we put it in, we pull behind a dump truck or 3/4 ton truck. I just hate seeing the citizens of MoDOT have to bag leaves, setting them out when we're capable. I mean, we just didn't replace a piece of equipment that was very useful.
It,
I mean, the one that I looked at a year and a half ago was only about 25 grand.
you said that was in
Thorntown.
Thorntown.
And the only other things, we spent some money on lawn care. I want to applaud you guys on the town hall down there. It looks great. We got to teach you guys how to mow up here. They're scalping it. Take a walk in the daylight.
I'll take a walk at the daylight.
Tony, when she was at the office the other day, she noticed that didn't look
Yeah, it
even.
looks like they might have a flat tire, so because it's like higher on one side of the swap, it wasn't.
It could be ventilated, decks out.
Yeah. Well, it could be a low tire. They call it
Tire, yeah.
But
I had that, so that's fine now.
But
Speaking from experience.
we spent some money, and we got a nice gazebo out there. We paid it.
The big difference between here and up there is irrigated.
Oh,
It doesn't matter if you're mowing it at 4 inches. You go out here, it's not mowed at 4 inches, right? Even 3/4. This is
There's nothing that's to be cut in 3 inches, because I'm like you on that.
I guarantee look at it in daylight.
Okay.
Just make it better. Let's get this place presentable. Then we need to figure out what 3/4 ton truck we need to buy now and replace. Those town trucks, man, are looking, the white one the other day drove bad with rust, and somebody drove a different truck that was in bad shape too. So you got 2 half tons?
A red one and the white line.
We gotta look at
Well,
replacing that.
I don't think we need another truck, because we only got 3 employees, so we got a dump truck, service truck, and
The new one's coming.
Good. Those things look bad driving around. I'm telling you. I don't like it.
We'll probably keep that white one to spread the salt with, and then use it for the park for another year or so. Get our money out of it. It was supposed to be that thing, believe it or not, the way it was. Yeah, you turn the AC on it and hang meat.
I don't care about that. It looks bad.
It was bad.
but we put some money in that truck too.
Yes, altogether, prior to me, there was about $90,000.
yeah.
They shouldn't have that, but
No.
yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. We just, yeah. So, but yeah, and
Huh? I can't. I don't like the image. Sorry.
so that's, did you ever come up, speaking of trucks, Ron, I sent you that information? Did you
Buddy, I
ever-
said it to about 20 different targets, and nobody's interested. And especially with the issues that we have.
What I
So-
think I'll probably do with the issues that it has, Bill White probably knows the history, I'll take it up to Brad and just see what kind of ballpark figure.
Take what you can get and run right now. Don't put any more money in it.
Yeah.
It's not worth, no, it's not worth it. It's just
We'll go ahead and get
It's
pictures of it, we'll get it put up for sale,
We'll see
we'll get it going.
Yeah, I meant to get with you on that. I didn't have that down. I also had about the leaf picking those up, vacuum type thing, because we had talked about that probably 2 years ago. I think that's huge. The other thing I had was blowing grass on the street when people are mowing and they're blowing it out there. I have to ride a motorcycle once in a while. That's like riding on ice. It's a real safety hazard. I believe in certain places it's against the law. I don't know.
We do have an ordinance against that.
That might be
Right.
something we can put in a note at some time when we contact people, but I'm an old man. If I lay my bike down, it's over. I ain't getting up. And I can't pick that bike up, buddy.
Sell and get a trade. You don't lay it over.
Persistence. Ride a Harley, buddy, you can't have a trike. Well, you can if you're big enough, but, you know, so I just, and plus it just looks like crap.
Goes back to the image.
Yes, it's,
I always, after I mow, I go back and
Blow
blow
it.
it back in the yard.
I did the same thing. When I mowed my own yard, I blew it all out away from the house, and then I'd go down the street and go back
I
and
even
forth.
go down the sidewalk and blow it out.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Anybody else? I don't have it.
I make a motion.
I have a motion to.
I'll second both of theirs.
Done.
Then,
Aye.
meeting adjourned.
I'll third the motion.
That was in stereo.
Oh, that's.
Get me to the back.
Shut that thing off.
Man.
I haven't had lunch yet.
They haven't had